We're going to take a little break from the music. We'll get right back to it, though, in just a little bit. We're going to spend some time with a very special author who's having a very big day today, and she's local. Karen Nutter joins me live on the studio line, and she is an executive coach and founder of CBK Advising, which is located here in Northeast Florida, and she has a brand new book that is out today, available on Amazon, Finding Contentment in a Chaotic World. Karen, good afternoon.
Hey, Kevin.
Thank you for joining us. And so finding contentment in a chaotic world, I think most people would agree, especially after the last year and a half of COVID, that we do indeed live in a chaotic world. But if you had to summarize it for somebody at the end of your driveway explaining to a neighbor what the book is about, how would you explain it?
I would probably say if you'd like some easy, practical tips based on years of deep wisdom, trial and error of my own life as well as my clients, dive into the book because you'll find the answers right there.
There you go. Karen Nutter, of course, you can get the book, as we said, on Amazon, and you may want to be on Amazon today anyway because it is Prime Day for the next couple of days. They're having all their big sales on Amazon.com, but search for the book. Once again, the name of the book, Finding Contentment in a Chaotic World. You can get the audio version, too. Obviously, there's a soft-cover digital version, not an audio version, but the digital version that you can get for your Kindle. And just a great book with lots of helpful hints. So it seems like a book that's very manageable. It's not going to give anybody a headache, right? You're just going to enjoy reading it.
Yeah, actually, when I did my final edit, I have to confess, I did in less than an hour. Of course, I know the content, but so if I didn't know the content, you could count on an hour and 15 minutes to get through it.
It sounds like, too, that finding contentment is more than just saying, okay, today I'm going to be happy. I mean, there's a process, there's some work that's involved.
Well, there's a little bit of work, but I find and list it as being very easy. I give practical tips and tools. Most of them are free, and they're things that people can do every day, every moment. They take 5 seconds up to 5 minutes. And they're doable.
Yeah. You basically lay out in the book a series of steps that are incredibly doable and achievable, things you can even do when you're doing like most of our listeners are doing right now, which is just driving in your vehicle.
Yes, exactly. If you wanted to pull over, you could do a quick journal topic. There's a free download actually at findingcontentmentinachaoticworld.com. that you can download free journal topics because everybody's biggest obstacle with journaling is, what do I write about? Right. It was certainly mine when I started it.
Yeah. Karen Nutter, once again, author, and she joins me live on the studio line. Her book that's out today on Amazon, Finding Contentment in a Chaotic World, and she just happens to live here in our part of the world, but this book obviously available for folks anywhere in the world. There's a digital version, and of course you can get the softback as well at Amazon.com, Finding Contentment in a Chaotic World, Karen Nutter, Nutter, if you want to search for it that way. I was noticing and just reading about the book, the first milestone you say on the road to contentment is training your mind to recognize when you are in the fear and worry spiral so that you can release it. That sounds, when you read it like that, it sounds fairly easy to do, but indeed it's probably a little bit more challenging than that, right?
It's a lot more challenging. I can attest to the fact that I had a ton of worry, fear, and anxiety my whole life. I have searched for contentment my whole life, and when I finally found it, I didn't know that moment that I'd found it, but one day I went, oh, this just happened, and I didn't get upset.
So what do you think?
Like you're standing in the
Right.
checkout line, Kevin, and someone in front of you, you're in the 10 or less aisle, and they have 30 items, and you're not the least bit fazed by it. You don't even count them.
You just let it roll off your back, right?
That's right.
Yeah. All these steps are achievable. The book itself, by the way, is only, if I'm right, 78 pages, so it's certainly not intimidating.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Karen Nutter, of course, here a local executive. She's an executive coach and founder of CBK Advising. You can learn more about her in that capacity by just going to KarenNutter.com. That's her website, spelled with a K, KarenNutter.com. But we encourage you to check out the book. You know, it's very affordable, just $9 for the digital version, $15 for the softback. Finding Contentment in a Chaotic World, Karen Nutter. Karen, before we let you go, any sort of closing thoughts for our listeners?
When you find yourself being triggered by things throughout the day, traffic, your coworker, your boss, your spouse, situations, these are the things that are chaotic. And if you follow some of these easy tips, suddenly one day you won't have chaos and you'll be amazed. And if I can find it, you can too.
There you go. Well, the book makes it very achievable, and we encourage you to reach out and read this. It's only going to take you a little bit of time and some great steps, easy things that you can do to really get to a better place. And so we encourage you, once again, to learn more about the book. Karen Nutter, thank you very much for joining us today, and best of luck on the launch of your book today, okay?
Thank you, Kevin. Great to be here. Love your music.
Dream.